Unfiltered glitch effects scatter like shards of broken glass. Dark, pulsing sub-bass hums beneath metallic clanks and sharp digital clicks. A robotic voice murmurs, fragment detected, with heavy reverb. Atmospheric pads add tension. Red hi-hats and rapid snare rolls kick in. These frequency modulates with rich stutters, vocal chops, collision, syncopated pattern layered with rising synth pressures. The tension escalates with filter sweeps and white noise builds. As the bass drops a fractured synth leads, the rhythm is aggressive with syncopated trap drums and distorted 808 kicks. The bass slice through the mix, creating break a fractured soundscape. Bassline pulses such a killer. Bassline pulsates dynamically, weaving between deep lows and mid-word. Other mid-range crit. Back to atmospheric glitch pads and distant vocal fragments. A filter robotic voice repeats as I'm fragmenting. Ambient static and echoing clicks fill the space. Bass returns heavier and more aggressive with layered distortion. Percussion intensifies with massive hi-hats. Vertically extends. Bass returns heavier and more aggressive with layered distortion. Percussion intensifies with faster hi-hats and rolling snares. Closer rise and fragmenting feel. Pushes forward with high energy and digital chaos. Sounds unravel into glitchy noise and fading bass hums. Final robotic whisper. Fragment complete. Track ends with glitch decay and silence. Dark, pulsating synth pad sets a moody atmosphere light with crisp digital glitches and faint vocal samples whispering. Inject the bass, subtle work with clicks and distant metallic sounds. Create a sense of tension and tension. Simple arc of clicks and distant metallic sounds. Create a sense of anticipation and tension. Visors sweep upward with filter white noise and rhythmic hi-hats, vocal chops stutter and sync with increasing snare roll. The bassline gradually intensifies, vibrating beneath with growing power as the energy builds toward the drop. The bassline crashes in with a thick distorted 808 kick layered with glitchy synth stabs and traps. The rhythm drives forward with punchy snares, rolling hi-hats and syncopated percussion. The synth leaves ripple and wobble, creating a dynamic gas-dust floor-ready groove. The intensity drops briefly into a spacey breakdown with ambient pads and filtered vocal samples. Glitch textures weave through the mix while a subtle sub-bass keeps the momentum alive beneath the surface. Risers climb with increasing velocity, accompanied by rapid-fire hi-hats and snappy snares. Vocal chops echo and pitch shift, adding urgency as the track prepares for final drop. The second drop hits harder with layered glitch, based on aggressive synth leads and intricate percussion patterns. The rhythm is tight and energetic, pushing the track intensity to peak levels and a rich texture. Echoes, digital effects, and embedded door focus shots. Pulse leading increased pulse, leaving an afterglow of energy and tension. Percussion powers the groove. The syncopate stands and drop high hi-hats, which Set textures, a whispered vocal crash the system fades in and out. Filtered glitch effects dance lightly around the atmosphere. Filtered glitch effects dance lightly around the atmosphere. The bass returns heavier and more complex. The beat intensifies with faster hi-hats and layered percussion. Synth leads grow sharper, with bit crush and distortion effect loud with fear. The bass returns heavier and more complex. The beat intensifies with faster hi-hats and layered percussion. Synth leads grow sharper, with bit crush and distortion around the atmosphere. Pushing texture in a fading red hum. While the white voice echoes consistently good, the track ends with a chill crash sound and silence. The track opens with glitchy modulated clicks and reversed percussion like a system booting up a deep atmospheric pad hovers in the background while digital fragments ping and stutter. The vocal whisper bounce rate 0 repeats with a descending bit crush. Hi-hats tighten, snare rolls intensify, and a growling sub-bass fades and robotic alarms and uplifters stretch upward layered with glitch noise and risers that simulate data overload. The tension snaps as the vocal shouts, "Let it drop!" Boom! A seismic distorted bassline drops like a glitchy earthquake. The drums slap with punchy kicks and syncopated snares. The lead synth is jagged and mimicking packet transfer errors, weaving through the groove with heavy swing and stop time movements. Micro glitches and sample chops give it a crunchy, techy vibe. The filter sweep transitions into a haunting melodic fragment, chopped vocals over distant ambience. There's a clean sine lit echoing a 3-note motif. Background effects emulate a network going offline, then back online. It's calm before the chaos. Glitch fills stack like firewall warnings. The risers are layered with phasing laser sweeps and analog screeches. The snare rolls pick up double time and stop abruptly. The second drop is even filthier. A mutated bass growl with halftime rhythms syncopated to hit harder. Wobble bass accents and hi-hat triplets drive it into bounce heaven. The groove is infectious, the kind that forces head nods and fist bumps. Sounds slowly pixelate and disassemble. The vocal whispers return with a glitch delay. 0, 0 fades into white noise and a soft pad sweep. Drops like a glitchy earthquake. The drums slap with punchy kicks and syncopated snares. The lead synth is jagged, heavy, mimicking packet transfer errors, weaving through the groove with heavy swing and stop time moments. Micro glitches and sample chops give it a crunchy, techy vibe. A filter sweep transitions into a haunting melodic fragment, chopped vocals over distant ambience. There's a clean sine lit echoing a 3-note motif. Background effects emulate a network going offline, then back online. It's calm before the chaos. Filter sweep transitions into a haunting melodic fragment, chopped vocals over distant ambience. There's a clean sine lit echoing a 3-note motif. Background effects emulate a network going offline, then back online. It's calm before the chaos. Glitch fills stack like firewall warnings. The risers are layered with phasing laser sweeps and analog screeches. The snare rolls pick up double time and stop abruptly. The second drop is even filthier. A mutated bass growl with halftime rhythms syncopated to hit harder. Wobble bass accents and hi-hat triplets drive it into bounce heaven. The groove is infectious, the kind that forces head nods and fist pumps. Sounds slowly pixelate and disassemble. The vocal whispers return with a glitch delay. 0, 0 fades into white noise and a soft pad sweep. Sweep. icy synth pad swells with crystalline textures layered over the sound of distant electrical crackles and so white noise reminiscent of a frozen wasteland. A looping vocal sample chopped and pitch shifted murmurs cryptic phrases like voltage rising and freeze the signal, setting a cold futuristic mood. The rhythm kicks in with a deep pulsing sub-bass and crisp syncopated hi-hats. Percussive elements weave and creating tension. A rising filter sweeps over a sharp synth lead that emulates Arctic wind swirling through neon-lit canyons. Boom! The bass drops with a sharp Eurofunk-inspired wobble fused with glitch hop intricacies. The beat is fast and aggressive with stuttering snares and metallic percussion clashing in rhythmic chaos. Synth stabs cut through the mix like shards of ice, giving the drop a biting edge. The intensity subsides like slightly fading into atmospheric pads and icy soundscapes. Subtle glitch effects and reverse vocal chops echo softly, maintaining an eerie ambiance. A minimal beat keeps the energy simmering beneath the surface. They swell with rising pitch bends and white noise bursts. The beat quickens with rapid hi-hats and rolling snares. Vocal stutters and glitch effects increase, driving the track towards its climax. The second drop intensifies with heavier bass wobble and layered glitch percussion. Rhythmic complexity increases with syncopated drum fills and aggressive synth leads cutting sharp through the mix. The energy peaks with a chaotic yet controlled frenzy of sound. The track fades out on chilly synth pads and scattered glitch fragments, slowly dissipating like frost melting under neon lights. Icy synth pad swells with crystalline textures layered rubble. Fused with glitch hop intricacies, the beat is fast and aggressive with stuttering snares and metallic percussion clashing in rhythmic chaos. Synth stabs cut through the mix like shards of ice, giving the drop a biting edge. The intensity subsides slightly, fading into atmospheric pads and icy soundscapes. Search effects and reversed vocal chops echo softly.
Shimmering synth pads float over a digital haze. Intro bands ripple like neon light reflections. Dreamy vocal sample whispers into the cyber dreams. Subtle ambient noise sets an immersive, otherworldly mood. Digital sparkles soft reverb like white noise. Trap hi-hats and crisp snares begin to form a steady rhythm. Bass frequencies subtly pulse under glitched synth leads. Vocal chops echo and stretch, building anticipation. Rizzers swell with a smooth filter opening.
The bass drops with a warm yet punchy synth lead. Trap percussion hits with tight snares, rolling hi-hats and deep 808 kicks. Glitch textures and layered ops weave through the groove. The mood balances between ethereal and energetic. Beat fades out, leaving airy synth pads and distant vocal echoes. A soft filtered voice whispers dreams unfolding. And dreamy vocal stab texture. Add to the Cyberpunk. And drums return with added intensity and layered synth leads. Hi-hats roll faster snares, the rhythm
Words gradually strip back to synth pads and fading bass pulses. Final whispered phrase awake from the dream. Track ends with soft glitch echoes fading into silence. Vibrating digital atmosphere opens the track. Sparkling synth-pop light with subtle bit crush textures and distant vaporwave style flow. Soft digital static and glitchy clicks flutter like distant data signals. Awakening the mood is ethereal, they charge setting a futuristic sonic landscape.
Slowly, a warm synth lead emerges, weaving a catchy melody. Slight pitch modulation, a deep sub-bass gently pulses beneath, syncing with the rising filters. Three punks and elements fade in, smooth elements fade in, smooth hi-hats like hops and a soft kick drum build anticipation. The track feels like it's entering a digital dreamscape. Boom! Boom! The bass kicks in with a rich full bite, future bass and layered with glitch shouts. The rhythm bounces with syncopated trap inspired beats, punctuated by sharp snares and crisp hi-hats. Digital crush effect triple the simply immersive sound wave and melodically twists and warps in real time, getting to drop a dynamic alive feeling. Goes back to a snappy claps, rolling hi-hats and rising synth snaps. The bass gently ramps up in intensity, layered with a filtered white noise riser. The voltage shift upwards, creating animation for the second drop. The clean green resistance from the bass lines, giving a rich textural depth. The track walks down with filtered synth pads and fading glitch effects, slowly dissolving into soft digital static and distant echoes. The sounds feel like a data stream disconnecting, leading a lingering futuristic vibe. Fusion bass and play with glitch shouts. The rhythm bounces with syncopated trap inspired beats, punctuated by sharp snares and crisp hi-hats. Digital crushes X ripple through real, creating an immersive sound wave. A melodically twists and warps in real time, giving them the rhythm and top the dynamic and the drum, giving it the drop a dicholife feeling. The rhythm bounces with syncopated traps, all over the rap, all sounds go over the real bass, punctuated by house pads and rhythmic minimal beat. Occasional glitch just simple as the synth lead softly hums in the back wave. The real vibe, giving the drop a dynamic alive feeling, pumping with the rhythm alive feeling. The energy pulls back to a more spacious anesthetic section with lush pats and reverb. Heavy vocal chops float over a minimal beat. Occasional glitch texture sprinkled in as the assembly softly hums in the background, furthering the distinct perspective cybernetic vibe. Pipe. Unleashes a powerful crush wave bassline, thick, distorted, and layered with shimmering synths and glitch effects. The rhythm intensifies with rapid-fire trap drums and dynamic breaks. The melodic elements become more complex, weaving between glitchy stutters and smooth future bass lines, giving a rich textural depth. The track winds down with filtered synth pads and fading glitch effects, slowly dissolving into soft digital static and distant echoes. The last sounds feel like a data stream that is night toasting and illuminating, featuring futuristic vibe. Digital pulses and flickering glitch effects in a tense atmosphere. Deep sub-bass throws beneath metallic taps and robotic whispers. Collider active, and with very synth paths create a sci-fi ambience. Acidic synth place stops filtering white noise. Trap hi-hats and stereos with a bass layered with rising synth pressure. The bass thickens with rhythmic modulation. Vocal chops glitch and stutter, build contention. Fill the streets and white noise, right prepare for the drop. With bass drop with heavy distortion and wobble bass layers. Syncopated trap drums drive the grooves with sharp snares and rolling lines and rolling hi-hats. Many synths flicker and glitch with glitch effects, adding chaotic energy. This is your sci-fi ambience. Drop hi-hats and stereos, pick up bass layered with rising synth textures. Chromatic vocal sample and pick out on the taps and robotic steps. Collider active, synth house create a sci-fi ambience. Energy peaks with a futuristic circular rise. Final whisper, collider. lighter shut down, stand by. Track endless into decay and silence. Returns with even more intensity, layered with growling mid-range synths. Percussion quickens, high-ass roll rapidly. Stare, stab, sharply. Glitch leads weave for the mix with pitch modulation and blend stutters. Energy beats with a futuristic Cyberpunk vibe. Oh, the slowly strip-away glitch noise and fading bass drums. Final whisper, lighter shutdown, dead rock by. Track ends with digital decay and silence.
A distant sonar ping echoes through vast digital reverb, like scanning a war-torn datascape. Soft glitch textures flicker low, pulsing sub builds tension underneath. A robotic voice slowly fades in, entering drop zone, echo field unstable. Repeating sonar blips, low-pass filter drone, digital static. Air rolls tighten, a glassy metal pitchiator runs fractured scales, splintering like broken mirrors. Vocal chops glitching stereo, fret spin, spin, spin. Spray of life is crashing the walls of high-end. Detonates, sun river space, like flying tower like a data bomb, detonating mid-code. The main rhythm bounces, we think of pain, quick kicks and wide. Some crowd, kicks on punches with clips, destruction while it's all on to a solid insect. Comes through one like a alarm door, like alarm signal. Justice like a crumbling firewall. Also not success, except the team heartbeat, pulsing rusty gas, and a reader heading voice whispers with me and plastic epic contact. Followed by an abrupt uplink glitch and tactical reload effects. Now the base is layered with a grimy mechanical growl. With its sense satisfaction, race drops with that fake laser and final navigator round. Tension up digital strong visual statics. Unless it's race drops don't compromise. It drops immediately and then it's a physical fade out full stop. With the but stop. Dean, what doesn't sound right? So silence. Comes off from real life, it's like immediately. Then it's to fade out full stop. Strong punches like quick.
Echoes the final sonar pain echoes into silence. Unless it plays drums on our mind, it stops our track immediately. Then system fade out, full stop. The frozen ambient path glides in like cold wind through steel corridors. Clicking frost crackle effects tap and rhythmically distorted whisper. Initialize slam grid protocol frostbite. Robotic countdown 3, 2, 1. The fans cold river tails classic clicks icy static wash. 808s begin to thump under glitching hi-hats. Ice and bucks arpeggiate rapidly. Digital stutters increase speed. Reverse riser climbs like a frozen system thawing. Walking no escape. Slams like ice blocks, crashing into steel trap stairs double time. A frigid lead sends rips and patterns like digital snow slicing through data rhythmic glitch pots simulate ice shatter. Passive sub-energy, cold wide and distorted. Everything freezes, beat halts, frost breath pad rises short cyber vocal slam grid breached. Metallic textures echo in deep space. The slam returns even colder and more aggressive. Glitch bassline pulses with distorted sub-sweeps leads synth bends and modulates like a cold storm glitch. Hi-hat rolls crackle like breaking ice shards. Gridlock frostbite engage. Beat slows like tunes into icy echoes. Vital static pulses fade under reverse breath. Last line shutdown complete. System frozen. Frozen. An ambient pad glides in like cold wind through steel corridors. Clicking frost crackle effects tap rhythmically distorted whisper. Initialize slam grade protocol frostbite. A rubber face slams like ice blocks crashing into steel trap stairs double time. A frigid lead synths and patterns like digital snow slicing through data rhythmic glitch pots simulate ice shatter. Gridlock energy, cold wide slams like ice blocks crashing into steel trap snares double time. A frigid lead synth rips and patterns like digital snow slicing through beat utter rhythmic glitch pop simulate ice shatter. Slam returns even colder and more aggressive. Glitch bassline now pulses with distorted sub-sweeps lead synths and modulates like a cold storm glitch. Hi-hat rolls crackle like breaking ice shards. Gridlock frostbite engage. Slows lead to tunes into icy echoes. Final static pulses fade under reverse breath. Last line shutdown complete. System frozen. Frozen.
Electric crackle spark against a backdrop of deep pulsating synth subtle glitch effects flicker rhythmically into the storm. Full chops whisper pulse core at night. Soft of taps builds steady groove creating a dark charged atmosphere primed for impact. Synth risers twist and rise with laying white noise sweeps and stuttering hi-hats. Vocal chops echo fragmented commands increasing in intensity alongside snappy snares. The sub-bass stops steadily preparing for the drop.
Boom! The heavy, distorted bassline bursts in, layered with glitch-infused synth leads and syncopated traps to rhythms. The percussion cuts sharp with rolling hi-hats and stuttering snares propelling the track forward. The soundscape is chaotic yet controlled, bursting with energy and precision. Position.
Energy dips into a filtered breakdown with atmospheric pads and glitch textures. Robotic vocal snippets float in the mix, adding an eerie cyberpunk vibe. The bassline thunders settle beneath, maintaining tension.
Razors and vocal chops intensify, interwoven with cascading hi-hats and rapid snare rolls. The synths modulate with increasing urgency, driving the track toward its climax. The final drop unleashes layered glitch basslines, aggressive synth stabs, and intricate percussion. The rhythm grows more complex, with rapid-fire fills and dynamic modulation, pushing energy to its peak, perfect for festival crowds. The track fades with digital echoes and glitch effects, leaving a lingering pulse that slowly dissolves into silence. Glitch sparkles, low sub-hum. Digital rain fades in. Distorted voice glitching. Initialize sync overload imminent. Basslines creeping through the wire. Heat wave pulsing, running fire. Neon cracks and frozen chrome. We melt the night inside the tone. Tempo glitched out delay. Frequency sees bend, systems decay. Sync the beat, crash the frame. Upload rage, enter flame. Hypersync meltdown, bassline rips the code out. Firewall tears, glitch rave shouts. Sparks fly wild as the snare slams down. Kick drum drilling, data's burst. Every drop, another turn. Travel bounce with cyber grid now. Fuel the overload hit. Ball 404, bass not found. Glitched Vox, spiral round. 0 point, rhythm freeze. Loop back in bass disease. Circuit scream in ultraviolet. Snare locks tight in right silence. Vocoder echoes lost commands. We're dancing in corrupted lands. No reboot, no safe restore. You came for bass, we give you war. Issue, meltdown program. Glitch in 3, 2, 1. Brush voltage twist and slam so loud its system missing. Pop punk storm, uplink thump, breakbeat chaos, cyber jump. Hazer snaps, tremors blast, quick step echoes till the last. Data fused in rhythmic shock. This is 3C glitch and life. Hypersync meltdown, bassline rips the code out. Firewall dids twist and slam so loud its system is set. Firewall tail, glitch rave shouts. Sparks fly wild as the snare slams down. Keep from drilling, the snare slams down. Keep from drilling, the snare slams down. Keep from drilling as the snare slams down. Kick drum grenaded. Voltage twist and slam so loud its system missing. Rap punk storm, uplink thump, breakbeat chaos, cyber jump. No reboot, no safe restore. Every drop, another turn. Drop wave bounce with cyber grid. Now feel the overload hit. Law wave bounce with cyber grid. Now feel the overload hit. 404, bass not found. Glitched Vox, spiral round. 0 point, rhythm freeze. Loop back in bass disease. Circuit scream in ultraviolet. Snare locks tight in riot silence. Vocoder echoes lost commands. We're dancing in corrupted lands. No reboot, boot, no safe restore. You came for bass, we give you war. Initiate, meltdown program. Glitch in 3, 2, 1. Power crash, voltage twisting. Slam so loud its system missing. Up, 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 up. Trap punk storm, uplink thump, breakbeat chaos, cyber jump. Laser snaps, tremors blast. Glitch step echoes till the last. Data fused in rhythmic shock. This is 3C glitch, melt your block. Static rain returns, distorted whisper, connection terminated. Like waves in a dark ocean wave, distinct faint sounds and subtle low it comes. A futuristic grows slowly, building a sense of gravity, pulling the listener into a shadowy sonic realm. Soft glitchy percussion scatter rhythmically underneath. And projects with ominous pitch bends intensify, joined by rolling hi-hats and snap the snares. Some bass vibrations grow stronger, beneath my chopped poker going phrases like gravity pull and bass descent. The tension builds steadily toward the drop. Bassline slams with a heavy, distorted growl layered over punching Eurofunk-inspired rhythms. Percussion is tight and aggressive, featuring Syncopated snares and complex hi-hat patterns. Dark synth waves cut through the mix, savvy and dense cinematic edge. Slow hum built thunder crackling, digital static. Soft synth pads pulse with the warm glow, like heat rising from circuits. Glitchy vocal snippets whisper override engaged. Subtle metallic clicks sync with slow-moving percussive taps. Hi-hats and snare rolls start pacing faster, accompanied by rising synth risers. The bass subtly grows, layering warm sub-frequencies beneath. Tops scatter rhythmically, adding tension. A sleeping filter opens, preparing a drop. And the bass drops with a distorted wobbling crowd. Influenced percussion drives the rhythm with sharp snares that roll and hi-hats. Lead synths flicker with glitch effects, creating a vibrant, chaotic energy. The bassline pulses with rhythmic modulates digital static sounds. Override ambient glitch if overriding ditch. Ambient glitch effects shimmer up well or go on a bit. Slow and selling clicks and one with flow. Passive system override. Ambient glitch effects shimmer and swirl. Bass returns heavier and more aggressive, loaded with funky mid-range textures. Percussion intensifies this rapid analog, doesn't snappy snares. Synths leave more dynamically, weaving perceived motif. There's an assisted vibe. Layers peel away gradually, leaving filtered synth pads and fading bass rumble. Final vocal sample fades out, override complete. Quincy system. Track ends with digital glitch decay. A low-frequency rumble vibrates on the crisp digital static and glitch effects, gradually building tension. Sharp, syncopated hi-hats tap rhythmically while atmospheric synth pads with shimmering metallic textures swell, setting a futuristic and intense mood. A faint vocal sample echoes, rising, breaking the quake. Layered synth risers and white noise beats accelerates with chopped vocal chops flickering in and out. The beat begins to kick in with deep 808 kicks and rapid snare rolls, creating a rise in anticipation. A warped bass synth glides upwards in pitch, signaling the approaching drop. The bass drops hard with a powerful distorted growl, shaking the foundations with a heavy trap-step rhythm. Percussion cuts through the mix while sharp stuttering synth leads level under the pounding sub-bass. The energy is fierce, perfect festival stages and late-night club floors. The intensity slightly subsides, introducing a more spacious reverb-soaked synth melody layered with distant glitch textures. The rhythm parays down to minimal kicks and hi-hats, allowing the atmospheric sounds to breathe. A robotic vocal sample whisper and words adding an eerie cyberpunk vibe. Synth rises accelerate again, intertwining with rapid-fire snare rolls and glitch effects. The bass synth grows in intensity with rising pitch bends and filter sweeps, fueling anticipation for the final drop. The second drop explodes with even greater force, layering complex glitch bass lines and aggressive trap beats. The synths twist and wobble dynamically while syncopated pulse and fills that rhythmic chaos. The section pushes energy to its peak, demanding full crowd engagement. Track slowly winds down with fading glitch echoes, distant synth pads, and a final bass pulse that reverberates into silence, as if the earthquake has passed. the intensity slightly subsides, introducing a more spacious reverb-soaked synth melody layered with distant glitch textures. The rhythm parades down to minimal kicks and hi-hats, allowing the atmospheric sounds to breathe. A robotic vocal sample whispers cryptic words, adding an eerie cybernetic vibe. Synth rises accelerate again, intertwining with rapid-fire snare rolls and glitch effects. The bass synth grows in intensity with rising pitch bends and filter sweeps, fueling anticipation for the final drop. The second drop explodes with even greater force, layering complex glitch bass lines and aggressive trap beats. The synths twist and wobble dynamically while syncopated passive fills that rhythmic chaos. This section pushes energy to its peak, demanding full crowd engagement. The track slowly winds down with fading glitch echoes, distant synth pads, and a final bass pulse that reverberates into silence, as if the earthquake has passed. Synth textures and layered digital clips, as if cracking a secure loop. There's a slow melody processed with granular delay and faint background static mimics of ascending server crash. When we straight it out, fades in beneath the tight snare pattern, rising uplifter. High-pitched beats alongside beating white noise that drop drums, vocal glitches. The kick starts punching through, and the main riser stutters with the tearing synth automation that escalates tension. Boom! Brutal glitch-infested bassline hits with metallic growls and syncopated slam kicks. The rhythm is staggered, intentionally unstable, like breaking out of the time loop. The snare hits with industrial reverb, and the lead synth flickers like a corrupted strobe. Layered fills include bitch-rust effects and ping-pong delays that warp through the stereo field. Things get eerie, a single haunting synth tone holds while digital wind sweeps through robotic whisper. Chain broken, descent unlocked. Suddenly a granular synth riff loops and distorts, ripping for the next fall. Heavier and grimier. The bass morphs into a razor-edge rhythm, combining trap hat rolls with the step sequence grind. The scream sample flashes momentarily. The glitch fills sharp and relays the glee alive, like the energy is darker, more chaotic, like falling through corrupted code. Everything slowly collapses. Effects dissolve into glitch residue. The lit melody now reversed and slowed, plays faintly as a final crash echoes. mixed with it because like a hook and stroke. It's stroke. The layer fills and big effects. Big palm delays that walk through the stereo field. Things get eerie. A single haunting synth tone holds falls off. Literal wind sweeps through a robotic whisper. Chain broken to synth unlocked. Suddenly, a granular assembly of synth loops into the next fall. And the laser synth loops. And the lead synth with loop. Noises, vibrations, and the body plus never melodic to close sequences. A slow rising bass hum sets a dark and mysterious mood. Layers and clusters twist and spiral upwards to heart with sharp snare rolls and cascading hi-hats. Rhythms like it fixes like a slam. The glitchy echoes, the tension tightens with metallic percussion and the filtered sub-bass swell. With the bass slams in with a heavy able bounce laden with glitch and fuse symphonies that dark and slice through the mix. Track step rhythms track and track forward with syncopated snares, rapid hi-hats and deep sub-bass pulses. The key is dark, intense and relentless. The beat pulls back slightly, revealing atmospheric synth layers and distant digital noise. The body filter samples fade in and out, echoing with reverb. The bassline maintains a slow groove while glitch effects shimmer in the background. The percussion builds a game of rolling snares and accelerating hi-hats. The largest growing intensity with vocal chops becoming more urgent. The filtered bass throws to prepare for the final slam. The second top hits harder, leading intricate glitch bass patterns and aggressive synchronous rapid fire. The clear bundles keep the momentum high, creating a powerful sonic assault. The mix is dense yet clear, designed for club and festival impact. The track fades out with digital echoes, glitchy effects and a lingering synth pad, leaving a sense of a night's code finally decoded in silence. Pulses flicker in the background like neon signs blinking to life. A shimmering arpeggio floats above deep ambient pads, evoking a futuristic cityscape at midnight. Robotic whispers echo as static glitches creep in, rising tension with a subsonic hum beneath. Digital risers climb in stereo, bouncing left to right with shifted sets weaving in between. A distorted vocal style shock after becomes a mantra. Tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed counts dial. The bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy disturbing awaits on under clutchy lead synths that flicker like corrupting code. Syncopated trap snares yet hard bouncing with delay tails. The rhythm of the glitch is purposefully as if the beat is breaking through a firewall. A sudden cut into halftime groove, echoing pads swell with a haunting synthwave melody. Evoking isolation in a digital wasteland, the lead vocal returns, vocoded and fragmented. Neon in my veins, laser effects and reverse wires start to surge again. The vocal repeats, aftershock incoming. Everything filters out except the sub-bass and a ticking hi-hat. Talk, push twice as hard now with layered glitch, core percussion, double time bass drops. Rapid fire fills once the complements it now. Walls, there comes to the line, same levels of models with revivals, but for the breakdown. Demon to cheat the souls into a haze of distorted echoes, bits crushed reverbs, and slowly detuning synth's final heartbeat kick thuds into silence and transmission. pulsating synth pads weave a complex, digital tapestry layered with glitch effects and distant mechanical lasers. Robotic vocal chops echo cryptic phrases like Matrix activated, setting a futuristic atmosphere. A subtle sub-bass hum underpins the soundscape. Synth risers with aggressive pitch bends ascend alongside sharp hi-hat rolls and crisp snare fills. Shattering glitch percussion and buka chops intensify, increasing tension as the bassline begins to swell. A deep distorted neurofunk bassline explodes, and with other rolling groove complex drum patterns, syncopated snares and rapid hi-hats drive forward. The synth leads are sharp and jagged, cutting through the mix with cybernetic precision. The track pulls back to ethereal paths and glitch textures, creating a mysterious and immersive space. Distant vocal samples fade in and out. The bassline maintains a low throbbing pulse. Breezers and vocal chops build urgency with cascading hi-hats and snare rolls. Synths pulse and modulate dynamically, preparing the listener for the second drop. The final drop unleashes a layered neurofunk bassline with an intricate drum fills and aggressive synth stabs. The rhythm intensifies, featuring rapid-fire percussion and glitch effects. The energy peaks with a dense futuristic soundscape ideal for festival stages. The track fades out with shimmering synth pads, glitch echoes, and a lingering bass pulse that slowly dissipates. A surge of digital static and crackling synth noise opens the track, reminiscent of a data storm brewing. Soft glitches weave through shimmering pads, while distant robotic vocals echo fragmented commands like override. Initiated, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. Synthesizers slice through the mix with sharp pitch bends, layered with cascading hi-hats and rolling snare fills. Glitch effects intensify, creating rhythmic stutters and vocal chops that build tension. The bass subtly pulses beneath, preparing the listener for the drop. The bass hits hard with distorted 808s layered under glitch-infused synth links. The rhythm is trap-step inspired, combining punchy snares with syncopated hi-hat patterns and deep sub-bass grooves. Robotic glitch, giving the drum a frenetic, energized feel. Energy drops slightly, revealing atmospheric synth pads. Distant digital noise, a filtered vocal sample repeats. Absorbed in echoing layers, the bass remains present but less aggressive, creating a moment of calm before the next build. Rapid hi-hat rolls and rising synth risers build excitement, but constant synth leads and intricate traps of rhythms. The energy is relentless, designed for maximum dance floor impact with dynamic modulation and rhythmic complexity. The track fades out with scattered glitch effects and ambient synth pads, leaving a lingering digital storm in its wake. The track and drop doubles the intensity with layered glitch basslines and distant digital noise. A filtered vocal sample repeats. Pixel storm in echoing layers. The bass remains present but less aggressive, creating a moment of calm before the next build. Rapid hi-hat rolls and rising synth risers building synth packs. Percussive synth leads and intricate traps and rhythms. The rhythm is relentless, designed for maximum dance floor impact with map collection and rhythmic complexity. Track fades out with synth scattered glitch effects and ambient synth patterns, leaving a lingering pendulum story. Gold synth patch shimmer with a slight metallic resonance. Subtle white noise sweeps build tension alongside soft digital clicks that mimic futuristic machinery powering up. A whispered vocal sample pulses faintly. Prepare the boom. Layered glitch effects cascade in, stacking rhythmic chopped vocal cuts and rapid hi-hat rolls and rising bass. Synth oscillates in pitch, growing more intense. The beat creeps in with off-kilter snares and deep sub-picks, teasing the main drop. Distorted bassline slams with sharp crisp snares and a syncopated traps that with wobbling synth leads dance across the stereo field with glitchy modulations. The groove locks in heavy and infectious, forcing movement. The bass punches like a heartbeat in a cybernetic jungle. The track briefly pulls back to an atmospheric synth layer with robotic vocal chops echoing in the background. A filtered melody floats above a sub-bass drone, creating a momentary calm before the storm. Rapid-fire hi-hats and glitch effects build tension again, with vocal stutters intensifying and synths rising in pitch. The sub-bass fades out, replaced by a high-pitched modulated riser. The bass returns with even more grit and aggression, layered with complex glitch hop percussion and syncopated rhythms. The lead synths pulse wildly, twisting in pitch and tempo, while digital effects pop and crackle in the background. The energy hits maximum intensity with a great dance floor ready vibe. The bass fades out gradually as glitch effects take over, leaving behind a washed out synth pad and faint robotic echoes. The track closes with a soft filtered vocal sample. Boom line complete. Rapid-fire hi-hats and glitch effects build tension again, with vocal stutters intensifying and synths rising in pitch. The sub-bass fades out, replaced by a high-pitched modulated riser. The bass returns with even more grit and aggression, layered with complex glitch hop percussion and syncopated rhythms. The lead synths pulse wildly, twisting in pitch and tempo, while digital effects pop and crackle in the background. The energy hits maximum intensity with a great dance floor ready vibe. The bass fades out gradually as glitch effects take over, leaving behind a washed out synth pad and faint robotic echoes. The track closes with a soft filtered vocal fill sample and tempo whisper.
Ambient hiss rolls in like digital smoke. Melancholy synth chords filter through warm distortion. A soft female voice vocoded, fire line initiated, standing by.
Crackling embers, reverse kicks, delayed trap hats like sparks. 808s begin to tremble. Glitch snares snap in half tempo. Rhythm layered risers pitch up rapidly while bass frequencies pulse in waves. Glitch vocal fragment repeats. Burn, 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 line, line, line. Sub-heavy bass drops with trap snare rolls under a wide lead synth that bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across left channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers.
Trap anthem from a post-apocalyptic hacker rave. Chords fade. A single distorted vocal sample whispers. Reload the flame. Pad sweeps echo like thermal wind tunnels. Effect, filtered combustion effects. Reverb tail off into silence. Stay lit, stay lit. Crab stems back twisted, now layered with warping mid-range growls. Hip snare alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat mirage. Pitch vocal chair, stay lit, stay lit, stay lit. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm claps and slowly fades into a reverb crackle. Final whisper, connection lost, burn line closed. Sub-heavy bass drops with trap snare rolls under a wide lead synth that bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across left channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers. Trap anthem from a post-apocalyptic hacker rave. Chords fade. A single distorted vocal sample whispers. Reload the flame. Pad sweeps echo like thermal wind tunnels. Effects, filtered combustion effects. Reverb tail off into silence. The bass comes back twisted, now layered with warping mid-range growls. Kick snare alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat mirage. Pitched vocal chair, stay lit, stay lit, stay lit. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reverse fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost, burn line closed. The track opens with a swirling digital mist of synth layer with distant chopped vocal. Soft, syncopated hi-hats and subtle glitch effects build tension, while a deep sub-bass gently pulses beneath, hinting at the energy to come. Synthesizers with pitch modulation sweep upward, joined by snappy snares. A cascading hi-hat rolls. The glitch effects intensify with rhythmic pop-ups and cross-up clicks, creating a rising wave of anticipation before the drop. Drops hard with a distorted 808 growl, layered with glitchy synth leads and sharp syncopated trap beats. The groove is bouncy and aggressive, dying heavy sub-bass with stone percussion and digitals that flicker like a mirage in a neon-lit desert. Intensity pulls back to atmospheric pads and echoing vocal fragments, creating a dreamy blue. We feel the bass continues as a cell calls beneath. All glitch effects as a soft synth melodies weave through the soundscape. Rapid holes and synthesizers are dark and stern, escalating with rising light noise beats and vocal pops that stir the room and create attention. That's a thrill, turbos, auto and flop. The saporize with brutal intensity, perfect for the dance floor. Bass drops hard with reverse and pads, leaving behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. Like a cavage.
syncopated trap beats. Groove is bouncy and aggressive, guiding enemies up pacing. Swirling percussion and digitals that flicker like a mirage in a neon-lit desert. The intensity pulls back to atmospheric pads and echoing vocal fragments, creating a dreamy, otherworldly feel. The bass continues as a subtle pulse beneath roll glitch of effects and soft synth melodies weave through the soundscape. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically. The tense builds up steadily toward the final drop. All glitch effects of delivery through the soundscape. The second rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and phillies and sharp syncopated trap beats. Groove is bouncy and aggressive, guiding enemies so paced with stuttering percussion and digitals. The silhouettes that flicker like a mirage in a neon-lit desert. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically. The tense builds steadily toward the final drop. Both glitch effects and soft synth melodies weave through the soundscape. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically. The tension builds steadily toward the final drop. The second drop arrives with doubled intensity. Layered glitch bass lines, more complex percussive patterns, and modulated synth leads create a chaotic yet controlled energy. The rhythm drives forward with relentless momentum, perfect for the dance floor. The track fades out with glitchy echoes and filtered synth paths, leaving behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. Fidelity pulse rises like an encrypted heart monitor, layered with heavy mechanical reverbs and distant radio chatter. A synthetic pad with a haunting minor chord progression sets a tense underground tone, sudden silence then a whisper and initiating lockdown. Final bolt, metal gate slam, echo chamber sound, metallic hi-hat scare as the tempo escalates. Exploding synth leg cuts through, bouncing off sputtered vocal fragments. Vibe. Low and leather sweep up under train stairs and compressed white noise melts into a blast. Boom. A heavy modulated bass synth locks in, twisting like a hydraulic string. Syncopated drums hit with distorted broad hi-hats roll tightly, shifting stereo positions lately. A roar culture vibe signal oscillating with doubler effects, glitch delays and grease saturation. Dance floor ready but digitally hostile, like a rave in a digital prison. The beat pauses, a subsonic rumble takes over while a vocoded voice echoes. Containment breach, vibe unstable. Reverse risers and granular synths create a fragmented soundscape, now harder and deeper. The rhythm is chopped, all of militant bassline mutating every 8 bars with audio glitches and detuned growls. Sound inside is ultra polished, every hit feels both wet and the go. Vibe, facts, simulated digital, lockdown systems, spiraling out of control. Strip away, first the hat spin the synth, leaving only a broken vibe wave slowly disintegrating into static. Final sign, system shut down, click, silence. Deep atmospheric paths ripple like waves in a dark ocean, layered with distant mechanical sounds and subtle rolling hums. A filtered synth grows slowly, building a sense of gravity, pulling the listener into a shadowy sonic realm. Soft glitching percussions tap rhythmically underneath. Synth risers with ominous pitch bends intensify, joined by rolling hi-hats and snappy snares. Sub-bass vibrations grow strongly, bites shocked by woven beat ball and pivot darts stuck with rhythms. The bass vibrations grow strongly, building by chopped vocals echoing phrases like gravity pull and bass descent. The tension builds steadily toward the drop. Boom! The bassline slams with a heavy distorted growl layered over punchy neurofunk-inspired rhythms. The percussion is tight and aggressive, featuring syncopated snares and complex hi-hat patterns. Dark synth leads cut through the mix, adding an intense cinematic edge. The track pulls back through ambient pads and glitch effects, creating a moment of eerie calm. Distant vocal chops and metallic textures add depth as the bassline pulses quietly beneath, maintaining momentum. Lasers climb with increasing velocity, supported by rapid hi-hat pads and escalating snare rolls. Vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and aggressive synth stabs. The rhythm intensifies with syncopated fills and dynamic modulation, pushing the track to its peak energy. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pull. The bassline slams with a heavy, distorted growl layered over punchy, newer funk-inspired rhythms. The percussion is tight and aggressive, featuring syncopated snares and complex hi-hat patterns. Dark synth leads cut through the mix, adding an intense cinematic edge. The track pulls back to ambient pads and glitch effects, creating a moment of eerie calm. Distant vocal chops and metallic depths as the bassline pulses quietly beneath, maintaining momentum as its climb with increasing velocity, supporting instead of unlimited highs and escalating snare rolls. Vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and magnificent stabs. Those vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and aggressive synth stabs. The rhythm intensifies with syncopated fills and dynamic modulation, pushing the track to its peak energy. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pulse. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes, and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pull. The low hum builds under crackling digital static. Soft synth pads pulse with a warm glow like heat rising from circuits. Glitchy vocal snippets whisper override engaged. Subtle metallic clicks sync with slow-moving percussive taps. Static crackle second beats filter button hi-hats and snare rolls are pacing faster, accompanied by rising synth lasers. The bass subtly grows, layering warmth on frequencies beneath. Vocal shots get rhythmically at attention. A sweeping filter orbits appear in the drop. Heavy bass drops with a distorted wobbling crowd, track and forth percussion drives a rhythm with sharp snares and rolling hi-hats. Lead synth flicker with glitch effects, creating a vibrant chaotic energy. The bassline pulses with rhythmic modulation, invoking digital heat waves. The beat breaks down to atmospheric pads and distant vocal echoes. A filtered vocal whispers even back to system override. Ambient glitch effect, shimmer and swirl. The bass returns heavier and more aggressive, layered with crunchy mid-range textures. Percussion intensifies with rapid hi-hat rolls and snappy snares. Synth leads morph dynamically, weaving glitchy motifs. The track maintains high energy with a futuristic vibe. Layers peel away gradually, leaving filtered synth pads and fading bass rumble. Final vocal sample fades out, override complete cooling system. frequency rumble and vibrate under crisp digital static and glitch effects, gradually building tension, sharp syncopated hi-hats tap rhythmically bow atmospheric synth pads with shimmering metallic texture swells, setting up futuristic intense mood. Faint vocal sample, echoing. Layered synthesizers and white noise sweeps accelerate with chopped vocal chops flickering in and out. The beat begins to kick in with deep 808 kicks and rapid snare rolls, creating a rising anticipation. A warped bass synth glides upwards in pitch, echoing the approaching drop. The bass drops hard with a powerful distorted growl, shaking the foundations for the heavy trap. And with the rhythm, the vision cuts through the mix while sharp stuttering synth leads ripple over the pounding sub-bass. The energy is fierce, perfect for festival stages and late night club floors. The intensity slightly subsides, introducing a more spacious reverb-soaked synth milling layered with distant glitches. The rhythm pairs down to minimal kicks and hi-hats, allowing the atmospheric sounds to breathe. A robotic vocal sample whispers cryptic words, adding an eerie cybernetic vibe. Synthesizers accelerate again, intertwining with rapid-fire snare rolls and glitch effects. The bass synth grows in intensity with rising pitch bends and filter sweeps, fueling anticipation for the final drop. The second drop explodes with even greater force, layering complex glitch bass lines and aggressive trap beats. The synths twist and wobble dynamically, while syncopated pucks it fills add rhythmic chaos. This section pushes energy to its peak, demanding full crowd engagement. The track slowly winds down with fading glitch echoes, distant synth pads, and a final bass pulse that reverberates into silence, as if the earthquake has passed. Time, the earthquake has passed.
A flickering digital spark crackles as glitchy synth fragments flicker in and out. Layered metallic caps and patterns and lighting. Interior paths created happy and almost floating atmosphere. Robotic voice whispers latency. Digital static, pain delays, filled in white noise. Trap style hi-hats begin with sharp snare rolls and rising synthesizers. Bass tones rumble gently, growing in intensity. Vocal chops stutter in rhythm, adding a sense of urgency. A swelling synth filter sweeps build tension. Boom! A hard-hitting wallet, bassline drops with glitch and fist distortion, syncopated trap beats punch alongside rapid fire. Patterns need synths, struck with the digital sound effects, weaving through the groove, rhythmic glitch effects dart around the stereo field. The beat cuts out, leaving a spacious, glitchy soundscape with atmospheric patterns. A distant robotic voice echoes system overload, filtered as tails shimmer. The bass returns more aggressive than rearward buses, infectious drums clicking, with sound-inspired rolls and crisp snare. Synth leads twisted more dynamically with bass modulation, good glitches, they'll even sing with the rhythm. The layers gradually spin back digital sparks in a beating bass drum. The robotic force dropping with a bass drum, fully offbeat beats, latency, drift. The track closes with a soft digital glitch fade.
The track begins with corrupted synth textures and layered digital clicks, as if cracking a secure loop. There's a slow rush melody, processed with granular delay and fake background static mimics a descending server crash. And a distorted hum fades in beneath a tight snare pattern and rising uplifter. High-pitched beats lead up alongside gated white noise and chopped up vocal glitches that keep start punching through. The main riser stutters with the dealing synth automation that escalates tension. Boom! Brutal glitch-infested bassline hits with metallic growls and syncopated slam kicks. The rhythm is staggered, intentionally unstable, like breaking out of a time loop. The snare hits with industrial reverb, and the lead synth flickers like a corrupted strobe. Layer fills include the crushed effects and ping-pong delays that warp through the stereo field. These get eerie, a single haunting symptom. One digital wave switch through robotic whisper chamber broken descent unlocked. Sudden native granular synth rip loops and distorts, prepping for the next fall. Heavier and grimier, the bass morphs into a razor-edged rhythm, combining trap hat rolls with a step sequence grind. A scream sample flashes momentarily, then glitch fills chop and rearrange the beat live like the energy is darker, more chaotic, like falling through corrupted code. Everything slowly collapses, FX dissolve into glitch residue. The lid melody, now reversed and slowed, plays faintly as a final crash echoes. Deep pulsating synth pads create an atmospheric backdrop with a faint digital heartbeat. Subtle glitch noises ripple like static waves, and robotic vocal snippets murmur cryptic code sequences. A slow rising bass hum sets a dark and mysterious mood. Layered synthesizers twist and spiral upwards, accompanied by sharp snare rolls and cascading hi-hats. Vocal tops repeat fragmented phrases like slam codec with glitchy echoes. The tension tightens with metallic propelling percussion, and a filtered suction and a filtered sound bass swell. The beat slams in the heavy 808 punch layer with glitch infused symphonies that dart and slice through the mix. Trap snap rhythms are then transformed with simulated snares, rapid hi-hats and teams of bass pulses. The energy is dark, intense, and relentless. The beat pulls back slightly, revealing atmospheric synth layers and distant digital noise. Broken vocals handle like static waves. The bassline maintains a firm groove of glitch effects shimmer in the background. Percussion builds again with rolling snares and accelerating hi-hats. Synthesizers grow in intensity, with vocal chops becoming more urgent. The filtered bass swells to prepare for the final slam. The second drop hits hard, layering intricate glitch bass patterns and aggressive synth leads. Rapid fire percussion and syncopated rhythms keep the momentum high, creating a powerful sonic assault. The mix is dense yet clear, designed for club and festival impact. The track fades out with digital echoes, glitchy effects, and a lingering synth pad, leaving a sense of a night's code finally decoded and silenced. Faint electric pulses flicker in the background like neon signs blinking to life. A shimmering arpeggio floats above deep ambient pads, evoking a futuristic cityscape at midnight. Robotic whispers echo a static glitches, creeping rising tension with a subsonic hum beneath. Digital risers blended stereo, bouncing left to right with pitch shifted synths weaving in between. Slotted vocal, thud, donor, shot, becomes a mantra. Tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. Boom, the bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy leases that flicker like corrupted codes. Syncopated trap snare tape. Syncopated trap snares hit hard, bouncing with delayed tails. The rhythm glitches purposeful, yes, if the beat is breaking through a firewall. The sudden cut in the halftime groove, echoing pads swell with a haunting synthwave melody. Ignoring isolation in the digital wasteland, the right vocal returns, vocoded and fragmented, neon in my veins. With the facts and reverse, risers start to start again. The vocal remains, everything filters out except the sub-bass and a decade hi-hat. It's a drop, hands twice as hard, now in layered glitch core percussion, and double time bass. For 3 plays and price which we each phrase. Remains this, bubbles with brutal and fast down. Mother's love and breaks down. The bridge is lost with the haze of distorted echoes. Red cross revolves and repeats to resist. Heartbeat kick starts in a silence and transmission out. Tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. The bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy lead synths that flicker like corrupted code. Syncopated trap snares hit hard, bound to tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. Boom. The bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy lead synths that flicker like corrupted code. Syncopated trap snares hit hard, bouncing with delay tails. The rhythm glitches purposefully, as if the beat is breaking through a firewall. Lasered packs in the first rise are start to surge again. The vocal powered aftershock incoming. The sensing fills the sound and some bass and a ticking hi-hat. Things over now, it's a retro game of digital wasteland. The lead vocal with first suffering effect message is neon in my brain. The big effects and the first rise, let's touch a surgeon done. Behind the vocal will come and this thing fills for sound. Except for some bass and a ticking hi-hat. Second drop hits twice as hard. Now with weird glitch, quarter cushion, and double time bass stop. Rapid fire fills both between each phrase and the bass sense. Now wobbles with groove and sense. Now wobbles with groove to intense sound. The energy dissolves into a haze of distorted echoes. Runs cross reverse, slowly detailing sense. Final heartbeat kicks thrust into silence. And the makes sense, ice and the makes sense. Now wobbles and brown, wobbles to a brutal intense state. York, pulsating synth paths weave a complex digital tapestry layered with glitch effects and distant mechanical choruses. Robotic vocal chops echo cryptic phrases like matrix activated, sing futuristic and intense atmosphere. Sub-bass hum underneath the soundscape. Synth routers with aggressive pitch bends live alongside sharp hi-hat rolls and crisp snare fills stuttering glitch percussion and intensify increasing tension as the bassline begins to swell. Boom! A deep distorted neurofunk bassline explodes in with a rolling groove complex with drum patterns, subjugates, interface snares, and rapid hi-hats drive the rhythm forward. The synth leads are sharp and jagged, cutting through the mix with cybernetic precision. The track pulls back to ethereal pads and glitch textures, creating a mysterious and immersive space. Distant vocal samples fade in and out, while the bassline maintains a low throbbing pulse. Routers and vocal chops build urgency with cascading hi-hats and snare rolls. Synths twist and modulate dynamically, preparing the listener for the second drop. The final drop unleashes a layered neurofunk bassline with a new form of entrenchment into themselves. Dabs a wizard of anticipation and cushion and perfect sex. He paints with a dense futuristic sass, inviting with beautiful festival stages. The track fades out with shivering synth paths, glitch echoes, and a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates. A surge of digital static and crackling synth noise opens the track, reminiscent of a data storm brewing. Soft clickups weave through shimmering paths, while distant robotic vocals demonstrate commands like override, initiate. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation. Synth are sliced through the mix with sharp pitch bends, layered with cascading hi-hats and rolling snare fills. Glitch effects intensify, creating rhythmic stutters and vocal chops that build tension. Bass subtly pulses the beat, preparing the listener for the drop. The bass gets haunted with distorted weights layered under glitch-infused synth leads the rhythm is trapped. Inspired, combining punchy snares with syncopated hi-hat patterns and deep sub-bass grooves. Melodic click textures dart through the mix, giving the drop a frenetic, energized feel. Energy drops slightly, revealing atmospheric synth pads and distant digital noise. Filtered vocal sample repeats story, echoing later shimmering through shim layers. The bass remains present but less aggressive, creating a moment of calm before the next build. Rapid hi-hat rolls and rising synth rises build excitement, accompanied by glitchy vocal chops and digital effects. The rhythm tightens with snappy snares and increasing percussion complexity, leading into the final drop. The second drop doubles the intensity with layered glitch bass lines, aggressive synth leads, and intricate tracks to rhythms. The energy is relentless, designed for maximum depth, or packed with dynamic modulation and rhythmic complexity. The track fades out with scattered glitch effects and ambient synth paths, leaving a lingering digital storm in its wake. Metallic, like noise, it's still digital, alongside digital science, briefly pulls back to an atmospheric synth layer with robotic vocal chops echoing in the background. A filtered melody floats above a sub-bass drum, creating a momentary calm before the storm. Rapid fire hi-hats and clutch effects build tension again with vocal stutters and tempo defying distance rising in pitch. The pitch fades out, replaced by a high-pitched modulated riser. The bass returns with an even more correct collection layered with complex glitch up. The pattern and the growth are all robotic closer is rising bass and oscillates a bit, growing over the stop the growth. A rhythm with ocular energy, and the rhythm of its ability to see some kicks. With a great damn gas flow ready vibe. The bass fades out gradually as glitch effects take over, leaving behind a washed out synth pad thing from bike echoes. The track closes with a soft filtered vocal sample. Boom, boom, line completes. Rolling complete. Trap hats like sparks. Airways begin to tremble. Snare snap in half, tempo rhythm. Layered risers pitch up rapidly while bass frequencies pulse in waves. Glitch vocal fragment repeats. Sub-heavy bass drops with trap snare rolls under a wide lead synth that bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across like channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers. Rap anthem from a post-apocalyptic hacker rave. Chords fade, a single distorted vocal sample whisper will load the flame. Leaves echo like thermal windmills. Combustion FX, or tail off into silence. Standing by, bass goes back, twisting out later with warping mid-range growls. Kick snare alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat mirage. Pitch vocal chants, stainless, stainless, stainless. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reversed fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost. Bird line closed. bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across light channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers. 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 Chords fade. A single distorted vocal sample whispers, reload the flame. Pad sweeps echo like thermal wind tunnels. Effects, filtered combustion effects, reverb tail off into silence. The bass comes back twisted, now layered with whopping mid-range growls. Kicks air, alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat and mirage. Pitch, vocal chants, stayless, stayless, stayless. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reverse fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost, burn line closed. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reversed fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost, burn line closed. The track opens with a swirling digital mist of synth layered with distant chopped vocal frisking mirage. Soft, syncopated hi-hats and subtle glitch effects build tension while a deep sub-bass gently pulses beneath, hinting at the energy to come. Synthesizers with pitch modulation sweep upward, joined by snappy snares and cascading hi-hat rolls. The glitch effects and effects intensify with rhythmical chops and percussive clicks, creating a rising wave of anticipation before the drop. Boom! The bass drops hard with a distorted 808 growl layered with glitchy synth leads and sharp syncopated trap beats. The groove is bouncy and aggressive, guiding heavy sub-bass with stuttering percussion and digitals that flicker like a mirage in a neon-lit desert. The intensity pulls back to atmospheric pads and echoing vocal fragments, creating a dreamy otherworldly feel. The bass continues as a subtle pulse beneath, while glitch effects and soft synth melodies weave through the soundscape. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically as the tension builds steadily toward the final drop. The second drop arrives with doubled intensity, layered glitch bass lines, more complex percussive patterns, and modulated synth leads create a chaotic yet controlled energy. The rhythm drives forward with relentless momentum, perfect for the dance floor. The track fades out with glitchy echoes and filtered synth pads lagging behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. In a neon-lit desert. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically. The tension builds steadily toward the final drop. The second drop arrives with doubled intensity, layered glitch bass lines, more complex percussive patterns, and modulated synth leads create a chaotic yet controlled energy. The rhythm drives forward with relentless momentum, perfect for the dance floor. The truth fades out with glitchy echoes and filtered synth pads, leaving behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. Trazes like an encrypted heart monitor layer with heavyweight chemical reverb and distant radio chatter. Synthetic pad with a haunting minor code progression sends a tense underground tone. Sudden slang of whisper initiating lockdown. Title boot, middle gate slam, echo chamber snap. Metallic hi-hat skitter as the tempo escalates. A scorching synth blade cuts through bouncing awe-studded vocal fragments. Loading rises, sweep up under titan stance and compressed mind goes built into a blast. Heavy modulated bass influx and twisting like a hydraulic snake. Syncopated drums hit with distorted punch. Hi-hat roll tightly, shifting stereo positions. And later work turbine signal oscillating with proper effects. Flex delays increase saturation. Dance floor, Rave with digitally hostile, obliterating the digital prison. The beat pauses. Subsonic rumble takes over while vocal-coded voice echoes. Containment breach, vibe unstable. Reverse rises and granular synths create a fragmented soundscape. Now harder and deeper. Rhythm is shallow as north and basslines mutate. Rearray bars of audio glitches and beats and growls. Sound design is ultra polished, created with both wet and general. Effect chain simulated digital lockdown system spiraling out of control. Layers strip wafers, the hats of the synth remote. Only a broken vibe wave slowly disintegrating in static. Final last system shutdown, crack, silence. Sleep up, slowly up, heightened snares, leaving only a broken vibe wave slowly disintegrating the static. Final last, system shutdown, click, silence. Bullets. Harsh dish, distortion fades and with metallic clanks conspires. Glitching noise pulses rhythmically like a corrupted machine. Waking up, low growling bass rumbles under filtered synth swells. Voice function detected. Overdrive engaged. Hi-hats roll faster, layered with reverse synth sweeps. Voices growl and crackle with static. Interference, snappy snares hit with glitch delay. Body samplers initiated. Overdrive sequence initiated. The massive bass hits with glitch and synth distortion. The kick drum pounded aggressively, sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Synths got sharp with industrial grit. The blitz push effects leads to the rhythm, create chaos, yet tight groove. Overdrive, malform, overdrive. Percussion strips down, crunchy glitch clicks and stutters. Filtered synth pads create eerie atmosphere with metallic resonance. Whispered phrase, system failure imminent. The drop returns with heavier bass distortion and more intense glitch. Crash on a red lights and press with one cleanup becomes more. Crash with off-kilter hi-hats and snares. Wall form activated. Sound slowly degraded into static noise. Digital crackle. Final synth stat fades and glitch echoes in silence. Limit shutdown complete.
Overdrive sequence initiated.
Overdrive sequence initiated. Overdrive sequence initiated. With glitch and field precision. Overdrive sequence initiated. Constant bass hits with glitch and field distortion. The kicks are now aggressively sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Synth snaps trucked with industrial clicks. Counter with glitch effects leads to the rhythm, create chaos yet tight groove. Overdrive synths with a glitch infused distortion. The kick drums pound aggressively sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Synth snaps cut sharp with industrial clicks. Complex glitch effects weave through the rhythm, creating chaos yet tight groove.
overdrive, 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 overdrive. When it spits down, the crushing glitch claims and sputters. Instant gas create eerie atmosphere with metallic resonances. Whispered face, system failure and imminent. Whispered face, system failure and numbers. With metallic resonances. Whispered face, system failure and imminent. Whispered face, system failure imminent. The drop returns with heavier and bass distortion. Core and head, core and dead. Glitch effects. Complete screen with pitch modulation. And crush the room and becomes more aggressive with off-kilter hi-hats and snares.
Sound slowly degrade into static noise and digital crackle. Final synth snap fades into glitch echoes and silence.
Shutdown complete. Pulses echo in a vast cybernetic space. The slow heartbeat Rhythm sets a tense atmosphere. Static noise buzzes faintly under a filtered synth pad.
Robotic whisper, pulse grid,
Shutting down. I have built a syncopated trap rhythm glitching on benzene spiral upward with rising pitch modulation. Risers swirl with metallic blank intentional parts. Vocal effects distorted system failure. Sudden heavy bass hits with distorted synth layers. Trap drums punch on with snappy snares and rolling hi-hats. Glitch flies and dice through the mix, creating chaotic but tight rhythms. Bass wobble modulates aggressively with rhythmic gating. Anthem shutdown sequence. Everything stripped back to eerie synth drones and taking clock effects of filtered vocal sample murmurs. Ultimate attention for the next drop. Dropping hits with amplified aggression, but it goes deeper and more distorted layer with heavy click on the action. Split with discreet and perfection, simulated groove. Synth snap, mirror through the shows, digital textures true. Ride, house grid, ride. The beat dissolves in a glitching static and fading synth echoes final echo. Shutdown complete. Heavy noise lingers briefly before silence. Digital static crackles with quick glitch. Perfs are robotic voice loops, glitching in and out. Resynced, riot gate. The bass rumbles faintly beneath sparse percussive clicks. Trap hi-hats build with rolling triplet patterns. Synthos weave rapidly modulating in pitch and pan. Listers swell with mechanical clicks and reverse effects. Sister listening. Deep wobbling bass drops with heavy distortion. Punchy trap kicks and sharp snares drive the rhythm. Glitch effects layers syncopated percussion stutters and choppers. Beats slice through with sharp metallic tones. Riot gate open. Riot gate open. Beat strips down to glitchy textures and distant synth pads. Filtered vocal effects create an eerie atmosphere. Reset, reboot. Bass returns heavier and more aggressive, layered with pitch modulated synths, hi-hats and snares intensify with complex glitch rhythms. Synth steps couple cleanly beneath spice percussion. Lethal clicks, riot gate resynced. Elements slowly break down into glitch noise and fading echoes. Final synth fades out with a digital uplift pulse. Last whisper, system offline.
the track kicks off with stuttering static pulses and tonal glitches sweeping from ear to ear. Cosmic radio chatter plays faintly in the background with rising
cosmic echo, phaser modulated beeps. Urban hi-hats pick up a syncopation, building urgency. Repeating synth-step grows in intensity with layered white noise going burst. The bassline pulses like a reactor about to overload. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, alone. The cyber shaped with brutal force. Deep modulated bass drums face the floor with kick, snare, interplay. Off beats and hit glitch in and out. Wonder frequency gigs, cosmic snaps and pitch bend drops and jet. Futuristic chaos, perfect for headbanging in a neon-flooded underground club. The drop subsides until it goes down. Lord of the helm, flicker like stars over distant paths. Some green sonar pings and reverse stairs. Third cycle, recharging. Second drop comes even harder. Now layered with aggressive mid-basers and rhythmic reverse. The drums are sharper, faster, more chaotic, like a system under attack. Laser shot effects and oscillating filters crank the energy up past red line. A sudden silence, and then a half-speed slam just before the drop ends. Fade out with low-end rumble. Pitch crush that drills a distant echo of the robotic voice returns. Frequency stabilized, mission complete.
Distant mechanical noises and glitch, static set and industrial tone. Filtered synth stabs flicker with sharp real textures. A vocal sample warps in and out.
System error, collapse evidence. Some bass rumbles quietly underneath. Rapid trap hi-hats and snares layering with syncopated rhythms. Lasers growl with metallic distortion and white noise sweeps. Vocal glitches repeat. Snare line activated. Distorted model and punchy airway kicks. Snare rolls cut sharply, driving a fragmented trap beats. Glitch effects ripple through the percussion and bassline. Synth leads act chaotic, angular melodies. Vocal chops error. Collapse error. Beat breaks down the glitching noise and filtered synth back talk atmosphere thickens with distant digital echoes. Whispered phrase system failure. Second drop intensifies with heavier distortion and complex glitch patterns. Percussion tightens with faster hi-hats and layer snares. Bass growls deeper and more aggressive. Some fading to side noise, evading glitch echoes. Final synth that fades to silence. Last words, system offline. A hiss of static opens like tearing a digital vinyl record. Clicky funk guitar sample loops with cyber process delay. Fuzzy synth stabs echo in and out as robotic bleeps pulse left and right. Vocal chop zipping in, funk spin past. Your start bubbling under a funky glitch arpeggio. Sample stretching, glitch and timing disorienting the rhythmic glitch voice sample rises. Flying update, installing drop, reserve modulated disco synths layered with trap ass. I borrow classic funk slap bass meets distorted digital crunch. Drums slap hard with syncopated glitch snares and tight kicks. The groove swings like old school funk. A filter through a corrupted AI laser effects. Sit through the stereo field like musical data packets. Every 4 bars a wild synth ripcord resets the pattern. Beat cuts out, low bit funky keyboard riff plays on a loop, decaying with bit crush effects. Robotic voice update complete, rebooting funk XC. Delta even deeper bow, 4 bass wobble introduced layered with vocoder melodies. Funky glitch hop vibe meets modern trap drops. New element, brass synth hits like cyber horns, big bold filthy. Slow fade of groove elements as static returns. A broken vinyl crackle overlays the beat till silence. Final glitch voice. C1 purified, out static logged. static. You hear glitching chimes fading in like mirages forming from code. Low and analog rumble builds beneath like the hum of a burning engine in a dead zone. Revive the circuit. Unleash the thrash. Threat snares hit in rapid succession. Distorted rise a screech loud. Digital engines winding up. Laser spasm, vocal glitches pulse hard. 3, 2, 1. The final measure drops out. Silence before the slam. The bass punches in like a demolition charge. Glitched out synth slam and sawtooth burst. Each one crunchier than the last. Winners out stop the groove with machine gun hi-hats and reverse cyberpunk. Wobble elements bend like overheating machinery. Robotic shout. Mirage mode. Engaged. All elements work down like collapsing memory. Try kits with held trails, pulse like warning lights. Ambient glitches pan wide, mirage of sound returns in stereo. Voice fox heavily bench crushed, 2 reels are fake. The wrist drop hits even harder now with double time thrash snares and metal grid bass lines. The late synth sounds like a chainsaw glitching in rhythm. Sidechain compression crushes everything under massive sub-sound. The phrase repeat glitch loop, brash. Unlaced with flash snares metal turn like a mirage fading back into code. And final sound, undistorted guitar like synth rings out and decays. The final measure drops out. Silence before the slam. Boom. The bass punches in like a demolition charge. Glitched out synth slam and sawtooth bursts, each one crunchier than the last. Rhythm style stopping groove with machine gun hi-hats and reverse cyberpunk. Wobble elements bend like overheating machinery. Robotic shout. Mirage mode. Engaged. All elements walk down like collapsing memory. Try kicks with echo trails, pulse like warning lights. Ambient glitches, pitches, pan wide. Mirage effect returns in stereo. Voice fox. 2 reels are fake. 2 reels are fake. This drop hits even harder. Double time flash snares and metal grid bass lines. The lid synth sounds like a chainsaw glitching in rhythm. Sidechain compression crushes everything under massive sub-thump. Phrase repeat glitch loop, flash, bass, thrash, bass, bass, bass. The beat collapses in echoes. Waves of digital static wash through like a mirage fading back into code. Final sound, a distorted guitar like synth rings out and decays. Digital taps and reversed risers sweep across the stereo field. A broken down vocal sample repeats in a glitched auto-tune loop. 808s buzz low under a layer of grainy white noise. Glitch sparks flicker like a memory sequence moving. Snail rolls violent, 2Q axis layered over cyber ambience. A growling bass starts weaving inside, chained and pitch bending. Robot announcer sound with the 2Q axis layered over cyber ambience and follows amber boot hum. Tension maxes out with the silence glitch, then a power reboot hum. Back. Getting impact. Dropping glitch bass like thunders in bouncy, distorted sharp bends. 808 hits the tune and glitch mid-bar like data breaking apart. Leads swirl in a whirlpool pattern, circling the stereo like vortex code. Trap hi-hat stutter swing heavy and syncopated. Infinity loop. Digital arpeggios flicker like a corrupted screensaver. Low sub kicks rise in slow motion. Melodic glitch paths provide a brief contrast before drop 2. The second drop goes full tilt. Harder distortion on bass, multi-layered with the tuned oscillators. 808 fly slide up and crash in a downward pitch spirals. Lead synth play an infinity symbol like pattern repeating but never identical. Vocal momentum turn the trap right, rewinding. Drops reverse glitch crackles dominate. This all sounds slowly degrade. Ends with a free frame effect and a Dark synth vibes swell with digital static and glitch noise, while rumbling bass hums beneath distorted Trojan breach initiated and filtered electronic crackles, no tension. Trap hi-hats rolling with sharp snare hits, whistles with metallic glitch effects swell aggressively. Vocal chops echo, bass flare activated. Bass drops with a heavy distorted wobble and growl. Bunch of kicks and crisps drive a time trap rhythm glitch effects weave rapidly around the bass line. Synth staff cut sharp and bright, adding urgency. Trojan bass cans and glitchy textures and filtered paths. Distant echoes create a tense atmosphere. Whispered phrase system compromised. The second drum hits harder with increased distortion and glitch complexity. The percussion intensifies and syncopated hi-hats and snares. Bass growls deeper with related wobble effects. Trojan sounds gradually dissolve into digital static and glitch echoes. Final synth stab fades into silence. Last words, override complete. With voltage, rain touch delay pumps gently beneath trap hats. Synth sounds begin rising, layered with crackling glitch noise. Chop vocal loops pan left and right, energy builds like a storm, tension thickens. Thunderous bass slams down in sync with glitchy snares. Wobbling that bass swirls under the lock, take leaps that rise and fall like a storm wave. Heavy sidechain compression pulses with the beat, trap rhythms drive the energy. Rapid hi-hats and crisp snares. Rain textures return with a dreamy synth solo echoing through filtered space. Short vocal clicks echo like droplets in a digital world. Vocal whisper awakens with voltage. Even heavier bass and tired drums. A filtered melodic lead returns, now harmonized and glitch processed. Percussion becomes more complex. Trap hats, clap rolls and rushes. Massive energy release, ideal for a mid-set festival climax. Rain fades back in, synths dissolve into white noise. Voltage faded, final echo trails into silence with a soft, low-end hum. Fades in, accompanied by distant digital crackles and warps. Low-frequency drones pulse rhythmically like a heartbeat from a corrupted system. Glitchy synth fragments start flickering intermittently. Exit code, initializing. Trap hi-hats and snarls build tension layered with rising white noise sweeps. Echoes accelerate, increasing in pitch and complexity. Bass stabs echo with rhythmic precision as the tempo tightens. Warning, system breach detected. The drop hits hard with a gritty, distorted bass growl. Syncopated trap drums drive a head-nodding groove. Synth lines glitch and warp unpredictably, weaving in and out of the bass. Stabs of metallic noise punctuate the rhythm, creating an industrial atmosphere. Volt node activated. Beat deconstructs into glitch fragments and static noise. A filtered melody slowly fades in, sounding like a digital lament. Whispered sampled engaged. The second drum intensifies with layered bass, synths and complex drum patterns. More aggressive glitch effects and pitch modulations push the track into chaos. The groove is relentless with distorted snares and rolling hi-hats keeping energy high. Looping vocal Blake's pawn. Elements slowly disintegrate into static and glitch echoes. Final digital pulse fades into silence. Last whisper. System exit complete. metallic noise punctuate the rhythm. Industrial atmosphere. Folk node activated. Melody deconstructs the push fragments and static noise. A filtered melody slowly fades in, sounding like a digital lament. This is engaged. A rare bass sits in complex strong patterns. More aggressive push effects and pitch modulation. Push-pull and chaos. Groove is relentless, with distorted snares and rolling hi-hats keeping energy high. Poof pawn, breaks pawn, breaks pawn. Elements slowly disintegrate into static and glitch echoes. Final digital pulse fades into silence. Last whisper. System exit complete.
Whirlpool of glitchy synths cascades into gear. Distant digital crashes and swirling wave effects create a stormy atmosphere. Deep sub-bass hums beneath soft synth paths. Stop hi-hats roll with rhythmic triplets and syncopated snare rolls. Synthesizers build tension with rising digital noise and modulated synth-outs cut sharp, adding to the chaotic vibe. Wave stunning. Heavy wobbling bass flood from mix with layer distortion. Drums punch harder, dropping the rhythm with crisp status. Glitch effects ripple and swirl, weaving through the bass groove. Synth leads twist and spiral with energetic modulation. Breaks down into glitchy noise and filtered synth echoes. Soft paths create space and tension. Whispered phrase, system lock, pitch, stand by. Drum returns with heavier bass and more complex click patterns. Rhythmic percussion tightens, obeyed hi-hats and snares. Simply spiral faster with sharp modulation and digital noise. Complete. Wavestorm. Wavestorm. Introduces syncopated snare rolls. Resisting build tension with rising digital noise and modulated syntax. Synth prediction with chronic and syncopated snare rolls. Pressors build tension with rising digital noise and modulated synth ups. Wavestorm incoming. Elements dissolve into digital static and fading synth waves. Final glitch echoes fade to silence. Last word. Shutdown complete.